Prince Harry and Meghan Markle traveled to Canada multiple times over 4 years, since they first began dating in 2016. The pair decided last year that they would be stepping back as senior members of the British royal family, planning to divide their time between the UK and Canada. The couple ultimately settled down with son Archie, and later daughter Lilibet, in a mansion in Montecito, California. ET Canada hosts Weston and Morgan Hoffman discussed the cost of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's travel to Canada. Ms. Hoffman asked, "Ever wonder how much it costs for Prince Harry and Meghan Markle to travel to Canada? Well, keeping them safe during their visits comes with a very hefty price." Mr. Weston added, "I don't know what that price tag is, but I know whatever it is, it's gonna infuriate people." According to CBS News, Harry and Meghan's visit to Canada over a period of less than 4 years cost taxpayers more than $334,000, $253,020. This also includes Harry and Meghan's first public outing together at the 2017 Invictus Games in Toronto. Mr. Weston said, "Yes, and taxpayers also paid nearly $33,000, $25,000, a month to protect Harry and Meghan and baby Archie when they travel to Vancouver after announcing that they will be stepping down as senior royals at the beginning of 2020. So just to confirm, anytime a royal comes to Canada we are paying for their security. That's not a surprise," Ms. Hoffman stated. Mr. Weston added, "No, I think that the shock is when they were here in Vancouver hiding when they had stepped back, because the notion was that the government of the RCMP, whatever it was, wasn't going to pay at first. And then Harry had said afterwards that the reason they left was when they were cut off financially from Buckingham Palace. He made no mention to the financial assistance that the Canadian taxpayers put in toward that." The report also said the largest tab was for the year when the Duke of Sussex was dating Meghan Markle and visited Toronto. He quit as a royal with 100 meters Netflix deal. Philip Schofield slams Harry's job remarks. Influential Kate Middleton shows her power in the royal family, no surprise. Princess Charlene suffering terrible depression, trademark comparable to Grace Kelly, says expert. Prince Harry and Meghan were set up on a blind date in 2016. They enjoyed around 5 months of secret dating before the story was leaked to the press later in the year. The pair stated, "We were introduced actually by a mutual friend." October 21, Barbados elected its first ever president as it takes the first steps to become a republic. Dame Sandra Mason will be sworn in on the 30th of November, the country TMS 55th anniversary of independence from Britain. While the country with a population of less than 300,000 gained its independence from Britain in 1966, the Queen, 95, remained its constitutional monarch. In 2020, the Caribbean country announced its intention to remove Queen Elizabeth II as its head of state and become a republic. As a result, Ms. Mason was elected on Wednesday by a 2/3 vote of a joint session of the Caribbean country's House of Assembly and Senate. The 72-year-old former jurist has been Governor General of the island since 2018. She was also the first woman to serve on the Barbados Court of Appeals. The election has been referred to as a seminal moment for the country by Prime Minister Mia Mottley. Following the election on Wednesday, she said, "We have just elected from among us a woman, who is uniquely and passionately Barbadian, does not pretend to be anything else, and reflects the values of who we are." Ms. Mottley was also quick to reassure that the move is not means of condemning its British past. She said, "We look forward to continuing the relationship with the British monarch." Last year, amid a global debate on racial injustice and colonialism, the government had announced to fully leave our colonial past behind. Since gaining independence, the region has maintained ties with the British monarchy and was recognized as an independent state under the Commonwealth realm of Her Majesty. According to Wasim Mola of the Atlantic Council think tank, the election could benefit the country both at home and abroad. He told Reuters the move makes the small developing country a more legitimate player in global politics, but could also serve as a unifying and nationalistic move that may benefit its current leadership at home. Mr. Mola added, other Caribbean leaders and their citizens will likely praise the move, but I don't expect others to follow suit. This move will always be considered only if it is in the best interest of each country. The news comes after Her Majesty spent Wednesday night in hospital for preliminary investigations. The Queen's hospital visit arose following the cancellation of her engagements in Northern Ireland after being told to rest by doctors. A Buckingham Palace spokesman said, following medical advice to rest for a few days, the Queen attended hospital on Wednesday afternoon for some preliminary investigations, returning to Windsor Castle at lunchtime today, and remains in good spirits. According to reports, the sovereign was back at her desk and carrying out light duties after returning home from the hospital. Duke and Duchess of Sussex stepped down as members of the royal family last year and relocated to California with their son Archie. The couple have since welcomed a daughter, Lilibet Diana. However, since stepping away from the firm, the couple have made headlines all around the world after making several explosive allegations. Meghan also claimed she was close to suicidal and did not receive any help from within the royal family. But now, Paul Burrell, the former butler to Queen Elizabeth II, and the late Princess Diana, has launched a scathing attack on the couple. Mr. Burrell claimed the couple is trying to blur the lines between being royal and being celebrities. He accused Meghan and Harry of stabbing Harry's family in the back, and deepening the rift. Speaking to Closer magazine, he said, part of the royal fascination and popularity is that no one knows what really goes on behind closed doors. And so when Harry and Meghan share a glimpse into that life, it's shocking and scandalous and people love to hear it. It's juicy gossip and it's what makes them interesting. They have escaped the royals and found their freedom, but in reality, they always be chained down by the fact that being royal is the only thing that makes them interesting. And in playing on these connections, they are stabbing Harry's family in the back and deepening the rift. I imagine Harry's book will be even more shocking than what he's said so far, as the publishers will need that. That's the issue Harry and Meghan face with trying to blur the lines between being royal and being celebrities. It just doesn't work. His comments come after Harry was spotted with a mic during his and Meghan's tour of New York last month. The black wire could be seen sticking out his trouser pocket, and into his shirt. It was suggested the couple may have been recording content for their multi-million-dollar deal with Netflix. Next year, Harry is set to release a memoir detailing his time in the royal family, and how he and Meghan stepped down, and moved to the US. You don't have the luxury to invest. That sounds so fancy. My husband has been saying for years, gosh, don't you wish there was a place where if your values were aligned like this, you could put your money to that same sort of thing. Representatives for the Duke and Duchess of Sussex have been contacted for comment. Activists carried placards, reading a royal bloodbath as they vandalized the Queen Victoria Memorial in front of the palace. They smeared a red substance on the statue and dyed the water the same shade. Extinction Rebellion spokesman Harley MacDonald Ecclesall said, "The Crown Estate is the biggest landowner in the UK and they choose to use this land for animal agriculture and hunting, which not only decimate our environment but cause the deaths of millions of lives every year. It's time for a new system based on justice and compassion, and the royal family should be leading the way." The targeting of the royal family comes just days after Prince Charles made a rallying cry for action on climate change in a Daily Mail article. The Met Police said they were at the scene outside the palace and arrests have been made. The Force tweeted, "A number of activists have vandalized the Victoria Memorial water feature outside Buckingham Palace. We are on scene and arrests have been made. The suspects are being taken to custody." Follow below for live updates on the royal family. The Duchess of Cornwall stunned royal fans with a personal picture shared to mark a day close to the royal's heart. Much like the Queen, Camilla is an animal lover particularly fond of dogs. Today, she celebrated International Dog Day by raising awareness of the animal charities she supports. But, to mark the day, the Duchess also shared a relaxed picture of herself walking one of her beloved Jack Russell Terriers. Katie Harris taking over live reporting from Rachel Russell. Earlier this year, it was reported Prince Charles could be planning a major shake-up with how the royal family will work together for engagements in the future when he becomes king. But it appears Charles' younger sister may still keep her Princess Royal title despite any new changes, due to a simple royal rule. Explaining the history of the Princess Royal title, constitutional expert Ian McMahon told Express.co.uk, King Charles I was the first monarch to create his eldest daughter, Mary, Princess Royal, in 1642. This was apparently at the instance of his wife Queen Henrietta Maria, daughter of King Henry IV of France, at whose court it was customary for the monarch TM's eldest daughter to be known as Madame Royal. Henrietta Maria saw parity for her own daughter, especially so when Mary went to the Netherlands having married William II of Orange. Since Mary there have been a further 6 de jure creations including the present holder, Princess Anne, with 1 additional Jacobite creation by King James VII and 2 whilst in exile. The title itself is not automatically given to an eldest daughter, remaining as a gift of the sovereign at their discretion. Once created, the holder enjoys it for life even if there is a new succession. The Queen TM's aunt, the Princess Mary, was Princess Royal during the reign of her father George V, those of her brothers Edward VIII and George VI, and finally her niece Elizabeth II. In March last year, reports from the Daily Mirror claimed there had been a fallout between Camilla Parker Bowles and Meghan. Prince William felt he had lost his brother after Prince Harry took part in the Sussex's explosive Oprah Winfrey interview, claimed a royal expert. The allegations made in the interview left the Duke of Cambridge furious, particularly after private conversations amongst royal family members made headlines around the world. Royal reporter Rupert Bell told Talk Radio, "The only thing we've had is William when it broke, who said we are not a racist family when he said off mic, but you could clearly see his frustration and anger. He knows he can't say anything in these circumstances, but I'm pretty sure he was furious. I think he felt very frustrated by the way Meghan is controlling Harry's life, and he feels he has lost his brother, in every sense, and that must be painful." Princess Diana's death anniversary will be marked in London with a special opening of Cradle Walk surrounding Sunken Garden, where the late royal's new statue was unveiled last month. The Sunken Garden is currently open to the public only from Wednesday to Sunday. But Historic Royal Palaces, the charity taking care of Kensington Palace and its ground, has arranged a special opening of the walk next Tuesday, between 3 p.m. and 5 p.m. This will allow people who want to pay tribute to Princess Diana to visit her statue on the 24th anniversary of the Paris crash. A spokesman for Historic Royal Palaces said, "We acknowledge that there will be interest in viewing the statue on that day. So we will be providing access to the Cradle Walk, which is essentially the beautiful walkway around the Sunken Garden. We will be opening that up, freely available, for passers-by or anybody who wants to stop and take a moment on that Tuesday, especially for the anniversary. While visitors can't access the Sunken Garden, they can walk around it through Cradle Walk, which gives a 360 degrees view of the statue." Harry has addressed reports that he had fallen out with his father and his brother, Prince William, 38, who is second in line to the throne. According to royal historian, Dr. Edward Owens, Harry TM's exit from his royal role has disrupted Charles' trademark plan for the monarchy. Dr. Owens, a former lecturer at the University of Lincoln and author of The Family Firm, spoke to Express.co.uk. He said, "The relationship isn't TMT a good one at the moment by the sounds of things. Charles has lost one of his trusty lieutenants in Harry. The whole Charles project trademark was built around family and 2 sons supporting him as king at his side, and he TMS now lost one of those guys. He leaves a gaping hole at the side of Charles, and it has done more to destabilize Charles' trademark monarchy than it has William TMS.